We are recording.
Cool.
What's up, y'all?
Yo.
What's going on? What's going on?
The
So,
pledge.
all right, so,
The pledge first.
I pledge allegiance to my thoughts. I can't be sold that I can't be bought. And to your groupthink that I can't stand. Be rebellious. Talk to God. Unemotional. Critical thinking shall be adopted by all. Okay, so we're going to talk about this assassination attempt, right? Like,
Bonkers.
we're all going to give our perspective, but we're going to talk about it as an individual and collectively as a unit, as Americans. We're all Americans. So I'm going to start first. And, so we're in the middle of like one of the greatest times in American history. Like this, we're witnessing stuff that is gonna, like, if we still have a country, like we'll be in the history books, for decades and probably a century from now, centuries.
Oh no.
And it's like, so now there's a lot of things that's going on, like underlying this, that is probably too much to get into now. And it's like, y'all gonna think that I'm a conspiracy theory, but I just got my thinking cap on.
Yeah.
But it's they tried to kill Trump yesterday, and like it was, if you watch the video, he turned for a split second. Like he turned for a split second, and that split second was a split second that prevented it from going through his brain and instead in his ear. Yeah. So if we didn't turn for that split second, we'll be talking about something completely different right now. And so now let's go into the motive, what I think the motive is. And I don't have anything certainly, like, this looks like a lone gunman. He's a 20-year-old young man. It looks like he had some like social issues. I think I saw that he was like, like he made some weird statements. Some people could say that about me too. So, and I guess we're all vulnerable to make weird statements. But with him, it was like, I think his father brought him his father was the one that purchased the weapon, and they say he was a Republican, but he actually donated money to Democrat Democrat PACs, and he we don't know his motive yet, but I think he was just the fall guy. Honestly, I think there's no secret that there's a high level of hatred for Trump, high level of hatred, and we probably haven't seen this level of hatred for any politician, anybody, period, probably. Like,
disagree.
This is probably okay. Well, we could get to that, but he has a high level of hatred, very high level of hatred, and like it's sad because from what I see is more from people who are not really don't really believe in themselves and don't believe in great ideas. Yeah, Trump is a jerk. He's an asshole. Yes, but that doesn't stop him from being an American, a human being, and a great man. In his own respect, and that's the one. I'll close in this. I do think it was inside coordinated. Once you get more information, but we don't have to be jealous of good ideas. Like, we're allowed to have good ideas, and we're allowed to compete with each other ideas. Trump has a lot of great ideas to make the country better. If you don't like him, don't shoot him. Join packs, join whatever you want, political affiliation you want that you think have better ideas. But you don't have to like violence. That's one thing I like about politics. Politics, you could challenge each other's ideas, but it doesn't go to violence. It's not supposed to go to violence. And yesterday was how ugly politics could get. And it's
bad light.
I hope we could recover as a nation, but we'll see. We'll see what goes on. But I'll go on. We could go on to the next.
Who's Manny?
Sure. So one statement I disagree with you there, Paul, in saying Trump is the most hated man. I disagree. The most hated man in all politics and possibly the world was and is Adolf Hitler, which we all know what he did, no explanation, but comparing what Trump did, he's really done nothing wrong besides inciting a Capitol riot and stuff like that. There's nothing else him besides being a jerk that will warrant people to hate him. Sure, people don't like him because of ideas he's spreading, but who doesn't hate politicians? Each side says the same thing about each other. There's plenty of examples people can give for each side, left, right, centrist, how all of them are bad. It's the fact that you don't go out and shoot a politician just because you don't like them. If you do that, you just can go and shoot people you don't like, period. And this only shows how our justice system in our country is failing. First off, when the riot happened, that crumbled what America is supposed to be. We're supposed to have peaceful transfer of power. Then you assassinate a politician that's running for president during a speech, which is another no-no. You don't shoot people, which is a no-no, period, but you're hurting someone actively that's trying to represent democracy. Doing that, you're suppressing what we have in America.
Well said. Well said.
Good point.
I do think that Trump he's probably not as hated as Hitler, but he's in that company. He's definitely in that company.
No, I would not say. You can't compare the one is a war criminal, the other is some guy with some crazy ideas that people just don't like.
But the Democrats and many people that support the Democrats call him Hitler all the time, like it's their religion, on the television. So I'm not saying that he is as evil as Hitler. That's not what I'm saying. No, I think Trump is a good man. But as far as the way how he's demonized, it's definitely on that level. It's definitely on that level.
I can see where you're coming from. And first off, when people are on these talk shows that get political, they shouldn't be comparing someone like that, demonizing them. The whole point is you're only proving the other point. You're pushing the radicals further into the radical nature. That's the whole problem with American politics and politics in general. We radicalize each other to the point that we make it an us versus them mentality. It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be, but I can't see another way out, because the us versus them is the parasites versus the host. And I think most people in society want to be parasites, want to milk other people, family members, the government out of the resources that were probably not earned in an honest way, but it's there. There's a dark history about America, yes, of course, but I don't think, if we look under everybody's closet,
we all have skeletons.
There's dark areas in all of our lives. So, America is flawed, yes, but it creates an enormous opportunity for us. And the reason, I used to have a parasite mindset too, somebody got to do for me. I'm entitled. I look out for me. But no, it's, especially as a man, I got to go out there and be productive. I got to earn. I got to add value to others. So I think that's what Trump reflects conveys on the highest level that, like, I build skyscrapers. I help build casinos. I I wrote the art of the deal. I got my brand on buildings worldwide. So, like, I'm the symbol of, you could create something virtually out of nothing, out of an idea. And
Okay.
and most people, other like most politicians, they just came in like parasites and benefited off of a system that we pay for. We pay
Okay.
for with our hard-earned money. We pay for it. That's the main reason I even care about politics. If I didn't have to pay taxes, I could care less about these people. I could care, I mean, to an extent, maybe, because like, they control, the government should control like our foreign affair and how we engage with foreign countries, mainly trade. We should be staying away from war, but the military industrial complex is one of the most funded institutions because of us and because of our blindness to what's going on in the political world. And most politicians want to keep us blind. Most of them want to keep us blind, just like most doctors want to keep us blind. Most lawyers want to keep us blind. Most bankers want to keep us blind, because the more they keep us blind, the more we make mistakes, and the more money they make and the more power they make off of our mistakes.
And there's one
So,
simple rule of economics and all that I go by. If you're not buying the product, you are the product.
Oh, don't get too deep. Damn. Okay.
I like that.
We're only talking about assassinations, bro. Chill.
But
so,
So
so
I'll chime in. So both of y'all made like some really great points and brought up some things that didn't really come to mind when I heard about it. But I'll just some key things as I'm listening. Uh, First of all, the assassination just attempt this day and age. Um, I don't put it too far past American and the state that this country is in, because assassinations is basically what got America its status. Whether you're talking about the um, the eradication, can't call it assassination because it was multiple people, but the eradication of just the Native Americans in general, if you want to start there, or the indigenous people that were here, just eradicating, getting them out the way so another agenda can be pushed. If you want to talk about getting rid of Malcolm X, so an agenda can be pushed. Getting rid of Martin Luther King, so an agenda can be pushed. JFK today with the failing to take out Trump, and even other assassinations that aren't even deemed assassinations. With if you think about the two men, the two scientists that were killed um, because they invented hydrogen operating cars that worked off water, vapor engines, which basically would, if you could run your
cripple
car, you could run
cripple
your
the oil
car off
industry.
oil industry's done. America, the world is not ready to be reshaped like that because of the well-oiled machine that it is. So just assassinations in general have shaped America. America has a very dark past, still has a dark future, if you ask me. So that alone is a little just at some of the videos that are going on, and everybody's so in shock of wow, how could this happen? And this is so surreal, if you will. But this is what our country's founded on. I'm sure you two disagree in the Constitution and the trade and being free and religious freedom. You know, being more optimistic, you would say those are the things that our country is founded on. But from a pessimistic point of view, I look at the real pillars of this country. So an assassination attempt on anybody, I'm surprised it's taken this country so long to get back to its original ways. But I will say, I don't even think this is Democrats, Republicans, Biden. I don't think it's the fault of the American people. I feel things Trump say do incite lesser intellectually sound people in this country. It gets white supremacists going. It gets racist people, prejudiced people going. Even to Paul's defense, the people that are against the modern government and control and taxing and just going against the grain of how our government has us fooled and waking us up from career politicians and the laws that they break on a consistent basis. You know, Trump even he does things to wake us up from that, which is a good thing. But to me, it's the people behind the curtains and the people that actually are running the country and the media pumping out false stories. Because two things you guys both just said that you firmly believe in, but they're clearly not true. Manny mentioned the most hated man throughout history is Hitler. And I would have to agree with him. But after you do some real research, you'd realize Hitler's not that bad of a person. The Holocaust was only 5 years. And me and Manny have had this conversation before. The Holocaust was only 5 years. I don't know how many, the number of souls that were lost during that 5 years. But the American slave trade was 500 years. And I would rank Leopold III the most dangerous, disgusting man in this planet's history.
Holocaust
who killed
over around 6 million.
6 million. Leopold killed somewhere around 300 million Africans during his reign. And I think he was Dutch. But when he was in control of the Congo, I think it was, for generations upon generations upon years, he killed millions upon millions upon millions of Africans. But his name isn't even mentioned because they don't want that story, that agenda pushed. The Jewish community still wants that crutch. They acclimated themselves as white, and white on white crime is the worst kind of crime. You know, one white soul is worth 20 black souls, you know, the way the media will spin it. So, of course, Hitler's going to be the worst person in the world because he did it to people who seem, look, and are acclimated as white, as opposed to when you kill brown-colored people by the hundreds of thousands for centuries, your name doesn't even get mentioned as a bad person. So I understand what you're saying, Manny, and I agree with you, you know, but if you dig deeper, there are so many other people that would come to mind that have done heinous, violent genocide acts throughout the man's history. And Paul mentioned that the media dropped a little seed about how this young man that attempted to perform this assassination on former President Trump, how he's clearly a Republican, but he donated money to Democrat affairs. But it was only $15. They see that he only donated $15. I don't even understand why that's worth mentioning. He's a Republican. I'm a black man.
Left-leaning Republican, but he's still a Republican.
Okay, yeah, exactly. I'm a black man that's 12% European. I'm black. I'm black. The 12% European, the 6% Asian, the 15% Middle Eastern. I am, you know, my math, I'm not mathing right now, but I'm 70-something% Nigerian, Western Africa. So I'm black. That little $15 he donated to the Democratic Party, that man is a Republican. But God forbid a Republican white man assassinates one of his own, and it's just the fault of his own party in the media or the views of Trump that brought this on. quickly the media had to find some type of loophole to mention it being to allude it to being someone else's fault. So just two firm points that you guys made that are good points, but when you really dissect them, how much truth is it to them? And I think us as Americans, we are so diluted in toxic history and toxic information that it's reached a boiling point. It's reached its head, and things like this are coming out. This assassination attempt it's not the worst this country can get to, but it's damn near close. And if that's where we're at, if we're back to the 60s and 70s, where we're assassinating our great men, no matter what side, if you're a Republican, if you're racist, if you're Democrat, if you're not racist, if you're a scholar, I don't care what you stand for, but you're great in that stance. If we're back to where, like Paul mentioned, this is a country where you're supposed to be able to have freedom of speech. And no matter what your views are, I don't have to like them. I don't have to support them. I might not want to respect them, but because we're Americans, I should respect it. But if we're to the point where we can't get along and we can't respect each other to the point we have to kill each other and assassinate each other, even though there are still a lot of groups in this country that would eradicate the other party, but to bring it back out publicly and killing people on national scales, TV, that shows how toxic the media, the messages have become. And I, for one, truly feel that I don't think it goes backwards. I don't think there's a reverse button for this. Because look at right now where everyone is going to be. If you're already prejudiced, racist, Trump supporter on Sunrise Highway with your trucks and your flags up, this is more fuel for Trump voters. Someone that might not vote.
This is Sunrise Highway.
It gets yeah. For the Sunrise Highwayers, if I can say it like that, the Rockville Centerers and their in their 18-wheeler trucks with and their American flags and stuff with their babies in the back. Those racist people.
Those are my people.
Yeah, people. Paul, you racist. Paul, it's not a problem. I still love you. It's not you're a black racist, which is very rare. Because I don't even believe black people can be racist.
Disagree with that point, Mike. In fact, we are the most racist, if not. Because think about it. We hate everyone, including ourselves.
Racism is not about hate. That's what I'm saying. Unless we're changing the definition, racism is not about hate. Racism is about power and control. You have to be able to take away power, assert control, and change the outcome of a specific demographic. That is racism. And me asserting that change and that power because you're black, that change, that power because you're a woman or you're white, that's racism. Now, if we're changing it because of your race, I'm doing that to you. Doesn't mean I hate you. It just means I want to build myself up and keep you lower. Now, if we want to change it to and downgrade the meaning of it because today's people are stupid and limit racism to just you're black, so I don't like blacks, so you're racist. I don't like Indians and Mexicans, so I'm racist. You can do that, but you're actually taking away from the definition. It's like being anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitic, when you're using that word for just white acclimated Jews, you're taking away from what the actual definition is. And it's being anti the Semitic people of the Middle East. And it's like 13 different regions of Semitic people that it is applied to. And the majority of them are brown. But how it's used today, basically just Israel and white Jews in America. You're downplaying what the word actually means. But I don't want to get off topic. But just in response to what both you guys said, both your points, though very true, there's so many cracks in them and we don't even know it because America is such a well-oiled machine and it's a toxic machine. And I think it's at a boiling point. And I'll pass the mic, but what I'm saying was this is just going to get worse because people have more fuel to vote for Trump. People have more fuel to hate each other. How dare you, shoot our next president, Democrats, even though he's a registered Republican. We're so blinded by our hatred and these toxic messages that the truth is just like all this shit is a setup. All this shit is set up. Somebody's back there playing strings. This dude, I feel, to get my conspiracy on, this dude was activated, bro. The same as these random shootings, and every time there's a random shooting, someone in that crowd that gets shot. That the shooting we just had last year or 2 years ago up in Buffalo, the supermarket, the white dude drove from like North Carolina, went and shot up a supermarket in Buffalo. And one of the men that was killed was one of the guys that invented, like I said, the hydrogen engine for his car. He just randomly was in that crowd. Like, I really feel a lot of these people are cell agents and they get activated to do certain tasks. And, that's a whole different conversation we can get into. But I don't think this is just a random 20-year-old crazy off his meds, which they're going to push that narrative, depressed. Since the Democrats did it. They're going to push all those narratives. But no, there's a bigger picture to things going on. And I will agree with Paul. Final thing I'll say is that Trump is going to uncover and change a lot of people's minds to get away from our modern government. Trump, to me, is the person that would make every American wake up and figure out how to not pay taxes anymore. Taxes were only supposed to be for like 5 or 6 years, and I think it was in like the 70s, or the 60s after one of the wars, and then till now today, taxes have like quadrupled what they were originated for, and everything is taxed. But he would figure out how Americans are no longer supposed to pay taxes, and people don't want things like that. But Trump is going to wake a lot of people up. So of course, you don't want him to succeed. But anyway, somebody to respond, go. But I just feel this country is in a toxic place.
Actually, Mike, I
don't see us coming back from it. The actions of yesterday anytime soon.
And
it's just going to get worse.
I think because there's a whole. First of all, I could argue that Republicans hate Trump more than Democrats hate Trump. Like there's a large percentage of the Republican Party that can't stand him, that would have wished that what happened yesterday was a couple more inches. There's a lot of Republicans that hate Trump, but I don't believe it's kind of like basketball, or you can't believe what a team is on paper. You have to what they do on the court, and where you put your money is essentially what you do on the court. He didn't donate no money to no Republican PACs. A lot of the times, these people they register as it's common they register as Republicans to infiltrate into the Republican primaries. And then so they could influence the vote. That's what a lot of Republicans did across the country. A lot of Democrats, they registered as Republicans to infiltrate into the Democrat primaries to make sure that it's Nikki Haley or who else? Probably not Vivek Ramaswamy. I would have went with Vivek Ramaswamy too, but Nikki Haley was like the main one.
I bet you would.
Yeah, so and then so it's important to look at them even though it's $15, he didn't get $15 from the Republican PACs, and I do agree with you, he was activated. Yeah, he didn't nobody told him to do that on his own. He was activated somewhere. And then also you gotta look at the Secret Service too. That's a disgrace for the Secret Service. Not for the people, not for the actual everyday agents, because they're probably good people, hardworking people. But that's like, for that to happen, you have to look at the top. You have to look at the top.
Oh, Randy said, at 7, what he got there? 78866. Randy, he's like, not Paul. Trump had it set up. So my question to you and Manny and to IG over here, Instagram, because I'm live. So y'all gonna tell me the nigga he set it up, but paid somebody to actually shoot him? I mean, he got shot. His ear got shot off. Like, piece of his ear got shot.
Piece of his ear got. If he didn't turn like an inch, his brain would have got blown off. I can't. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Brain would have. Oh shit! What's my phone? Okay, so, but got my other phone. We gonna see the live going. See the. Yeah. Oh, can I do it?
There's no way you could. There's no way you could. There's no way you could say something like that.
I can't even get it to copy. But anyway, pause. I just had to lick the bottom of the phone. But
you can't. One rebuttal to you, Mike.
Go
before
ahead.
You were talking. You said taxes started in the 1970s and 60s. Wrong.
Yeah.
That was wrong. That's completely wrong. They started in 1913, and there was a slight income tax at 1903, but they weren't federally enforced until 1913.
I said 1960s?
Yes.
Oh, it's tripping. I know it was in the 1900s, but I didn't mean like that recent. But yes, yeah. If I'm wrong, please correct me when it was started. 1913.
Then they weren't meant to be temporary. They were meant to be permanent.
They were not meant to be permanent. They weren't meant to be permanent.
No, they are meant to be permanent. The whole thing was to make Social Security and a bunch of other stuff readily available and federal income benefits.
Social Security wasn't around 1913.
Except the reason it was made is to enforce for the government to get money and for also social and tax benefits as well. So that's why taxes were originally made.
It goes back further than that. The American taxes started back with the Boston Tea Party. That's when
tea was taxed. It was taxed by the British government for other stuff, but there were no federal taxes until the 1900s when they were actually enforced to pay.
Yeah, yes, but they weren't meant to be permanent. It was what war happened at that time?
It was the Great Depression also at that time, I believe.
Great Depression was coming along. World War I. And then
World War I happened, but we weren't in it.
World War I happened, and then the Great Depression. Yeah.
So the taxes were implemented to help bring us out of that, and once we were out of it, they were supposed to be ceased, but they kept it going. It was only founded to get us out from that time period to help the country get back.
Taxation is theft. It's the ultimate form of theft that there is, and it's like it kind of exposes how worthless politicians are. Essentially, like, family is the government, and like, even if you like look at police, it wasn't really never intended for there to be police. It's like militias.
Yeah,
but police was something that as society developed. And we eventually, I don't remember. I can't say when police was, but it wasn't at the beginning of America. There weren't no police forces.
The police force was founded when slavery was abolished to police slaves, because we had nowhere to go around this country. It was militia or military. The actual idea of sheriffs and policing started once slavery was abolished, because they needed to police us. Mostly everything in America that is modernized today was either founded or started after slavery. A lot of it.
In 1838 was police.
I think I would like.
Was founded in America. 1838.
Trust what you said about that, because it sounds like it makes.
Yeah, you can look it up.
Yeah.
Mike, you're wrong, because the police were founded.
I do think that
1838. So
Most people that don't support Trump, honestly, they're too much in their feelings. Politics is not politics is not something to be in your feelings about. This is big boy sports. This is no feelings over here. Like, it's like at the end of the day, it's the alternative. You have to look at the most important issue to me is the economy, and you have to look at the economic structure. Do you want more socialist communist policies, economic structure, or do you like capitalism? Capitalism means that there's going to be some people who underperform. That's going to be poor. There's going to be like the poor class. Hopefully, with strong government, with a government and a people that are reasonable, will have a good middle class. But there's also going to be the wealthy too. But the wealthy, they're not wealthy. Most of them are not wealthy just because they stole it. No, they wealthy because they solved problems for the middle class and poor people on a mass scale that converted the money back to them. So, like in America, under capitalism, poor and middle class people have the opportunity. It doesn't mean that every one of them is going to get there, but you have the opportunity to create something small, big, or small, medium, or big, and have an impact on the economy. So people I see that like tend to don't like Trump are it's more like I don't believe in myself so much. I'd rather depend on the government. The government needs to do this for me. The government needs to do that for me. And by the time they're going back and forth with what the government needs to do, they're not even thinking about how much it costs.
No.
Yeah.
How much it costs. And it's like, come on, we all got to pay for that. Wouldn't you rather pay for something that makes sense instead of paying for dependency upon the government that they don't really care about you? They only care enough to get your votes and stay in power. So that's what Trump represents. Like people who don't like Trump hate him for that reason. That he's standing up to the parasitic class that thinks that the government is to do for them. They're entitled, and I'm not saying that racism is not it's not an issue that some people are racist, but in America, so a lot of white people are racist in America, but
and black
black people, a lot of black people have very unfavorable views of white people, very unfavorable views. So it's not like we have any morality,
but they're warranted. We wouldn't feel like that about white America if we didn't have reason to. I would say black people are one of the just speaking about America. We are always in fight or flight mode. We've existed in fight or flight mode. So any perception of white Americans, the government, America as a whole, it's a reflection of what was done to us. We didn't come here in hate. People come here in hate. Most foreigners, most people that cross the border, Mexicans, Chinese, Asians, they come here and they know to hate black people. They know not to associate themselves with black people. Now, black people do an excellent job of supporting the myths and the lies or the negativity surrounding us with how, our music, our black on black crime and twerking and bullshit. We do a great job of supporting false narratives, but we're in fight or flight mode. Black people hate people because they hated us first, not the other way around. Some people just hate other people. I wouldn't say that, if Manny's going to say black people are racist, okay, I'll agree with you, but I'm only going to agree with you in the idea that we've learned from white America how to be racist.
Disagree. And the fact is, We caused most of our suffering. Think about it. The reason the slave trade exists is because we sold our brothers and sisters into slavery. The Europeans didn't come in saying, all right, all of you get on the boat. The villagers leader like, okay, you're going to give us money to give us your people? Okay. Boom. Okay, take them. And the fact is, slavery existed in Africa because wives started in Africa. Slavery existed for years before America founded, and there was slavery in Africa before Europeans came along. So to say that is a gross understatement of the real problem, Mike.
And
That's wordplay. That's wordplay. That the slave trade or free labor. That's not what slavery was in Africa. That's war. You fight. You take over a tribe. You integrate. That's tribal war. And that's war on ourselves.
so Mike,
So if you want to go that route, that's fine. But I'm enslaving my brothers and sisters, period. Me and Paul are fighting and we're minding our business. Me and Paul are not going to Europe, snatching white babies, raping and snatching white women and bringing them back to Africa to do our labor so that we could sit on our asses. It's not the same thing. It's a cute wordplay, but it's not the same at all. Slavery existed in Egypt and in Kemet time, but it was due to war and it was in our own neighborhood. We never went to other continents, lied, manipulated, gave gold, conspirated with others, and then stole them and brought them to foreign continents for free labor. Those two forms of slavery, if you want to call it that, they're night and day.
Slavery is slavery the way you put it. Owning people and using them for stuff is wrong either way, and it's not. They're all the same. No matter you're looking at it, slavery is slavery.
but you have to look at it like that, like this, right? I think I think we if you're kidnapped from somewhere from like horrible conditions, terrible conditions, you're kidnapped. You as you said, the R word, the assaulted, everything. You're treated poorly. And you just shipped into a new place, and yes, in that new place you're the underclass, you're the lowest class, but in that new place that you have, it's a gold mine. It's a gold mine. America, the United States of America, is a gold mine for all people who are wise and put the feelings aside and be like, no, I gotta be productive. I gotta be productive. Now, I might not be able to play basketball like Michael Jordan, but there are other things that I could do if I put my mind to it on Michael Jordan and level. So I think Black people, this is why they need to wake up and start to align themselves with Trump, because we don't need to be in no victim mindset, making people feel bad for us and be thinking about how we got here, and how they treated us to get here. We're here, and it's kind of a blessing. It's kind of a blessing that we're here. We may not be treated. May not be treated the way how we want to be treated, but that gives us more motivation. That should give us more motivation to treat ourselves better and to earn more respect. But it doesn't. It doesn't, and that's because we're too much in our feelings. And like Trump is the beacon, one of the beacon and the hope for. Look at how much opportunity there is in this country. Look at all the gold under our feet. And instead of capitalizing off of all this gold, we want to, what is the government going to do for us? I want to be on social media all day. I want to play video games all day. I want to have sex with people that I shouldn't be having sex with without condoms, while telling people that you got to put on a mask for COVID. Put on a mask for COVID and put on gloves. When 99% of the people that got it recovered. This is like, so it's like we're all in our feelings. It's all like no, we need to hurt each other's feelings. That we need that country. We need that.
Because without someone challenging us, it's an echo chamber, and echo chambers are not good because The moment that happens, the moment we have a real democracy, what most people don't know is we don't live in a democracy. We live in a republic. And sorry for I said democracy earlier when I talked, but a democracy, a true thinking democracy, is what all the people want, and that happens. We live in a republic where we elect officials that support the ideas they want. That in a democracy, if all the people want no taxes, that's what we're going to get until the next election where people all want taxes all of a sudden. We live in a place where our vote is regulated and not always heard. Our voice is selectively heard by politicians. We represent a person that says, okay, they have some of my ideas, I want to support them, but they don't have all my ideas.
True.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a democratic republic. The democratic more for the people, and a republic is the government, like the central government. But like because we're in our feelings today so much, especially black people alone, we could make the Democrat Party cease to exist. If you really thought about it, they could not exist without us. The Democrats. That's how much power we have, black people. But the Republicans are a little bit different because they're and I want to see that day where it's not just the Republicans and the Democrats, it's multiple parties and I do think Trump is the key to that, because look how he's dividing his own party. He's the Democrats are just dividing themselves right now. Like he already planted that seed in them. Like, there you go, settle your own issues. I'm going to divide. But he divided his own party too. As I said, Republicans hate Trump. This Republicans that hate him the most, and that was one of my appeals to him. It's like, the Republicans don't even like you. All right, what you talking about? And a lot of what he's saying is true. It's just that Americans don't like the truth. We love to be lied to. All of us. We love to be lied to.
Yeah.
Television lies to us. TV lies to us. Our friends and family lie to us. And it's just like, yum, 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 yum. Trump, you're telling me the truth? You're telling me the truth? Oh, this tastes nasty.
Yeah.
Like this is the world that we live in. It's like, nah.
It's true.
The best that I know I'm talking too much, but the best that I wanted to become in life is when people insulted me, told me that I was stupid, told me that I was dumb. That made me want to get better than anything. We need Trump to throw out his insults. These politicians do need to be better. So I can say.
No, I agree. I'm there. So let me ask y'all this, one at a time. Do you think it's better if he would have been assassinated, or better that he did not get shot for the Republican Party?
He didn't get shot, because in my opinion, if that happens, I believe his running mate would not win the race, and overall Joe Biden would die in office and leave it to Kamala Harris. But I don't like these politicians either. But the fact is, the moment you do that is the day America dies. Saying you actively assassinate a person that's in the lead to run for president in their own party by another party member, it's just not feasible. It shows that, okay, that could happen to Joe Biden all of a sudden.
Is that what you're going to say? Who is it better for, the Republic, or what were you going to ask?
The Republicans. Who's it better? No. For the Republicans, is it better that the assassination attempt failed, or would it have better if the assassination attempt was successful? Just for the Republicans.
They would have. I think they would have liked it. I think they would have liked it to succeed, the Republicans. I think they would have liked it.
They would have lost. They would have lost if.
Honestly, and I'm speaking. I don't think so. I think Nikki Haley could win the general election. As much as I don't like her,
not after what she did about that killing her dog and putting it down. No one's gonna vote for her after that statement.
Wait, pause. I'm sorry. What's this statement? The dog?
You didn't hear Nikki Haley in her autobiography. She said she did an old yeller because her dog couldn't hunt. She put down a dog she got because the dog couldn't hunt.
And you think that would hurt her running in the race?
Oh yeah,
I don't think so.
It would definitely.
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
She even said she didn't care about when the dog died, and in my opinion, no one is going to trust her. And people, that's borderline sociopathic. And who's going to vote for
That
that?
is true. That is true. And Americans love their dogs. White
I
Americans.
thought Ron DeSantis could have won. I thought Vivek Ramaswamy. I policy wise, he's the best. He's better. He's even better than Trump policy wise. Vivek Ramaswamy. But I think like I don't know if like it's kind of I don't know if like because it's a religion that people would accept him on a general election. But I think Biden would have had a harder chance with the others, Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, maybe even Vivek Ramaswamy. But Trump has gotten more powerful ever since the conviction. And yesterday is just like, I don't even think they're going to be in striking distance to steal it. They're not even going to be in striking distance to steal it. So it's like, I think like the Republicans would have much preferred because they don't like him either. It's really a uniparty, one party. Like it's like it's the elites. They love the military. They love making money off the military. Throw some pharmaceuticals in there. And the rest of the so yeah.
Biden is not healthy. Trump getting shot at. I think right now is the best time in the country where a non-denomination or a independent, if they run, like you said, P, the black vote could destroy the Democrats. If an independent runs and every black vote just fuels that independent,
That's why
I
they
think
vote for Robert Kennedy.
Where is this guy? He's quiet.
No, he only has like 10% of the vote.
Yeah, but I think that was before. You can't put yourself back into the race now.
No, he's still in the race.
He's independent.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like,
he's going to steal some Democratic votes. Definitely going to steal some Democratic votes.
I think he's going to take more Democratic votes as well too. I think he has more policy. He tries to pose as like a centrist. I think he does have. I do agree with him about how they handled COVID, and I still think that there needs to be an investigation of how it was handled, where it came from, everything. But the most they can't beat him and they can't beat Trump in an election at this point, a fair election at this point. You can't beat him.
I think this shit propels him. People gonna be feeling sorry for him. People gonna be way more on his side. I think this assured him a win.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's definitely going to win because of this.
Yeah,
it makes him sympathetic and like also like it kind of like because if you pay attention, I know we're gonna close soon, but like if you're going out of your way, like look at the sequence of events. First, trying to charge him with a crime, then actually prosecuting him for the crime, and then it rose his popularity. He beats Biden in the debate candidly, and then now assassination attempt. It seems like like shadowy figures are trying to get him out of the picture, and it's like anybody that could put aside their feelings and be objective could see that, and it's like, okay, why are they doing that? And then the rhetoric too is like, yeah, y'all been saying that he's Hitler, and he's a threat to democracy. What does that even mean? He's a threat to democracy. They keep on saying that he's a threat. Project 25, Project 2025.
That statement is not gonna amp someone to go assassinate him. That's not that's a stretch.
If you think somebody's Hitler, do you think that they deserve to live? Not you personally, but just generalize people. Would most people think that Hitler deserves to live?
No.
I think Hitler deserves to live. I don't
You do, yes. But if
Yeah.
you, in general, if you line 100 people up, 95% of them probably going to say Hitler deserves to die.
People that really can't think for themselves, yes, they're gonna demonize Hitler. Yes, I don't demonize.
So that alone is like, okay.
Argue what Israel's doing right now is worse than what Hitler did.
That's a good debate. And
but the majority of people are going to say Hitler, he deserved to be sit in the gas chamber. But I wouldn't. Trump is nowhere near that. Like that's just
one last topic. One last point I want to make on this whole subject we didn't really talk about: Secret Service. Secret Service, and I'm gonna sound like a sexist. I'm not. I love women, but like the leadership was like even that's why they haven't replaced Biden yet, because Kamala Harris was a diversity, equity, inclusion hire, DEI hire. They hired her. They put her in that position to get black women to be like, oh, Biden, he picked a black woman.
Indian.
But yeah, exactly. She's Indian, but she's black. We can make her black, and then this Secret Service, the top of the Secret Service is a woman, and then if you look at the videos, it's a woman protect.
The head of Secret Service is a woman.
Yes, it's a woman.
Yeah, then that explains.
And then if you look at the videos when Trump was getting in the car, it was a woman protecting him. Like, come on. Yes. Yes.
I'm going video. This isn't true. Where would it have been?
There was some men there, but there was one woman that she couldn't even put a gun in her holster.
He didn't have men details?
He did. But it was like there was a good amount of women around there. She was like
video, bro. I'm gonna sound sexist too, but I think I am sexist, but just